If I could describe how I felt before going to therapy in one word, lost, I think, yeah.
Conflicted.
Sad. I mean, I was just really sad.
Chaotic.
Numb.
It was in October, my sophomore year of college. I was at my then girlfriend's house, and all of a sudden my brain started having this downward spiral. My chest started racing, I was having trouble breathing. Then the panic attacks kept happening. When I started going through depression and I wasn't my full self, I didn't feel like there was anyone I could talk to about it because I felt like my friends only wanted to be around me when I was like my 100% goofy, like super happy self. So I started thinking about going to therapy. I tried to talk myself out of it like a billion times. Therapy is for people who have like big traumatic problems, not like a 19-year-old who's depressed and like can't study. I kept discounting my own feelings. And so thank God I got to go in there and talk about these fears with her. She was like, so how are you feeling? And then suddenly it was just like every thought I ever had poured out. When you go through depression or anxiety, you often think like something had to have happened. There had to have been an event and like, oh, now you're sad. Like, but that's not the case. Sometimes you're just sad.
My reason for wanting to do therapy was partly related to just life goals and things that I want to get done, and feeling that there may have been a little bit of a stagnancy, and it's been life-changing. One of my larger motivators for being open about going to therapy is the fact that I am a Black man, and I don't think that within the community of Black men, the topic of therapy is talked about very often. Giving other Black men encouragement that, you know, it is okay and we can do this too, that also helps us overcome a stigma that we can't, or we're not allowed to take care of our mental health. There's a privilege for a lot of people. There's a privilege of having insurance, and you're not having to pay $150 for every session. Yeah, the system isn't really set up for everybody to have access to that. That's not okay.
So I started going to therapy at a relatively young age. I was around 17 years old. I was actually diagnosed with anorexia around the same time that I was diagnosed with anorexia. I was also diagnosed with depression. My being gay played a big part in my eating disorder. It's really easy to feel shitty about your body as like a guy in the LGBTQ community, as a recently identified queer person with an eating disorder. Going to therapy was super helpful. It was really essential, and I don't know what I would have done without that. I know people can think that going to therapy means that you're mentally unstable. I would sort of try to erase those qualms if you can. It is literally just like talking to a friend whose job is to just listen to you and talk to you and provide objective advice.
My senior year, I was taking 21 and 24 credit hours, and I had two very close friends get killed. So I went to therapy and I started to talk to them. It was a very cathartic feeling because it allowed me to grieve. It was very important for me to have another Black woman therapist. It feels good to be able to speak to a therapist and relay certain things and they don't think that you're making it up. It's good to just be like, you've been through this too, I'm sure. So having an older Black woman be able to talk to me, but also walk me through my healing was a very beautiful thing. Learning to go through the feels. So often we're sort of taught to suppress them and keep it moving and act like we're okay. If you're not okay, that's fine.
I was grieving from having lost my father. A month after that, I lost my grandfather and moved away from my family. I'd left my job that I loved and I didn't have a job. It was just hard to even get out of the house. I was finally like, okay, I need to do something for myself, get off my ass and like do something. It was very helpful for me because I felt like I had this person that I was accountable to. I don't know, everything kind of just changed after that. Obviously, therapy deals with people all over the spectrum of mental health. You know, you don't have to suffer from anxiety or depression to go to therapy. Even if you don't think you benefit, even if you don't think you qualify, even if you think you're like super happy and like uber blessed, I think everyone would benefit from therapy. Capable. I feel really capable.
Shit, I feel empowered.
Better and stronger.
Liberating.
I felt like validation. I think it's the best thing you can do for yourself.
you.